Oh, yeah.
What
I
I
already
do?
did.
Have some respect, Dale. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Successfully Unsigned. I am DJ Overheat.
Patty G, DJ Patty G.
Non-DJ D-Shack.
DJ D-Jack.
No, I said non-DJ D-Shack.
D-Shack.
Jack.
D-Shack.
Gotcha.
I thought it was Dale Shack.
Dale Shack,
I
D-Shack.
can't keep up.
One thing, same
Neither
thing.
can I. There's so much you can do with this name.
Honestly.
It's kind of awesome. So, how was y'all's weekend? Good?
It's great. We had
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I actually had a Saturday off, so I was psyched.
A Saturday off. Wow.
Yeah, I still
That's-
worked on projects, but I mean, like, you know,
It's rare for you.
so nice.
Yeah, I was supposed to work yesterday, but I forgot. I picked up for somebody, and so I got a call from one of my employees, my coworkers, and they were like, "Are you coming?" I was like,
That's the worst.
sitting on my
Supposed
couch.
to.
I've got two dogs just draped all over me, and I'm like watching football. I'm just like, "No, I'm not coming."
Hey,
like,
at least you were
okay.
honest about it.
Wow, all three of us had off yesterday.
Yeah,
I was also supposed to work, but didn't. So
yeah. Sometimes you just need that data to recharge and
Yeah.
refresh. You know?
I was not recharged. I stayed up all night Friday night, literally 7 hours making a stupid sock monkey for no reason other than just to say I made a sock monkey.
You made
And whose fault was that?
Well, me and my friends are having a craft night that we've been saying we were going to do for a year. And they're like, we were originally going to do like different crafts, but like, we're like, let's just do the one. I'm like, I saw someone on TikTok have a sock monkey picnic. I'm like, that's really cute.
Yeah.
Probably going to take like an hour or two. 7 hours.
Jeez.
To
7
make a stupid
hours?
sock monkey. Yes, it's really cute.
It's kind of like when you try to make spaghetti.
it wasn't worth it. Okay, Dale.
Dale is in a roasting mood tonight. I love it. Probably because he just ate. Right, Dale?
Yeah.
I can neither confirm
Fatty.
nor deny.
How dare you eat?
I
All
never
right,
eat.
guys. So we're gonna kick it off with the item segment,
Items.
and I don't know if we should debut
The
debut
name?
the name
Yeah,
for the segment.
it's-
Should we just give it a shot?
This is like episode what? 6?
This
What
is
so we're
again?
finally
Yeah.
picking a name.
Okay, so we're gonna try this out just because we're
Tell
gonna
us
have
if it's stupid.
We're going to have some fun. Just tell us
It's
if it's stupid. So we've been showing you some items that have some significance to us on the show. If you're just joining us, it's a segment we do at the beginning where we have just like a specific item. We talk about what it means to us. It could be silly. It could be serious. It could be whatever. So we haven't been able to think of a name, so we've just been calling it the item segment, and it's probably the most bland name ever. So I was thinking today, and I was thinking, you know, like show and tell, but instead of show and tell, it's show and yell. And so I want everybody, when they're about to show their item, no, literally just yell what it is. Like
Okay.
take a step back from the
Okay.
mic and just yell what it is, like before anybody sees it. And then like you don't have to yell like when you're explaining it, but just kind of yell what it is. So
Maybe we should just make a podcast where we just like scream
Just-
everything we
Like,
say.
it's the split off.
it's like,
the-
do you guys ever watch 24 with Jack Bauer and all that? No.
Oh no, no.
But
know
there's a
what
show
it
called
is.
24, and the main guy, he only whispers or yells. He like doesn't talk. He's either like, "Yeah, sure," or he's like, "Where's the bomb?" And it's just like there is no in between. So, without further ado, I want to know what was in the Popeyes bag. So
It's actually a
Patty
Hobby
G.
Lobby.
Hey,
It's a Hobby Lobby.
Who brought food?
It's
You
a
said
Hobby Lobby.
Popeyes.
It's a hobby.
it's a Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
When it was laying down, the Hobby Lobby part looked like Popeyes
Okay.
for some reason.
Oh, I just realized.
Crackle, crackle.
Okay.
You take it out and just give it a nice little
Hold
yell.
on, I gotta make sure it like doesn't break. Well, not break, but okay.
I'm in ears.
Who's
Hold
scared?
up.
Lindsay Lohan. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Okay. I don't know how well you can do that. Just okay. So, anyone who knows me well that I love Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
I have always loved Lindsay Lohan. I think all of her movies are Oscar worthy. All of her performances are Oscar worthy. The soundtracks to Lindsay Lohan movies are next level. Parent Trap,
yeah.
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Freaky Friday, Mean Girls.
Mean Girls,
name
yeah.
it. So, We're gonna bring it back to Spice Girls because it always, of course, comes back to Spice Girls.
Wow.
When I found my Spice Girls backpack, with it, I found 3 Spice Girls dolls: Posh Baby and Scary. And I was like, do I get these? I was like, I don't need these, but I really like them. I really want them. And so I did get them. And it has caused a bad money habit where I now collect like celebrity dolls.
Oh, cool.
And so some dolls I get that aren't celebrities, but most of them are. So I have like a Britney one, specifically Britney Joy Pepsi. Go look that up right now and watch that. But Lindsay Lohan is my favorite. I think my cousin had this doll when I was a kid. And I remember thinking it was cool, but I thought she made it up that it was Lindsay Lohan. I just thought she had a doll with red hair, and she's like, it's Lindsay Lohan. I'm like, cool. And so it wasn't until like I kind of started getting into collecting, I was like, oh no, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And so it instantly became the top of my list. And I think you knew I had this because I posted a TikTok about it.
You're asking me if I remember things?
Anyway, Dale's just really giving me dirty looks, and I think he needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Do it. And so this instantly became top of my list, but it's kind of expensive to get. I managed to get a good deal on this. I think partially because the box is broken. So I may end up unboxing it or getting an unboxed one. Typically, I don't do like a doubles of where I get one box and unbox. I either just take it out or I don't.
So,
But this is my most prized one.
what's a good deal for something like this?
Please don't.
We don't discuss money.
Oh, no.
As we talk about a business podcast,
Right.
music business. Come on, man.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how much I did pay for it because I did do like PayPal's 4 payment things where you can like pay over 4 months. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
If you're having to pay over 4 months, that's pretty bad.
I want to say it was.
It took out a loan.
I want to say it was 80.
Great.
80
grand.
$80.
Yeah.
$80. They typically run somewhere between like 100 to roughly 100. No, I would never spend $100 on a doll.
Yeah.
Before that, the Britney one was like 60, but I had never seen it before. Anyway, okay, but this is specifically a MyScene Hollywood. So this was a special Lindsay Lohan event. MyScene Goes Hollywood was a movie. MyScene is a branch of Barbie that was them trying to compete with Bratz dolls. There's a whole history lesson on it if you get into doll collecting. But specifically, I just really wanted this because, hello, Lindsay Lohan. So Lindsay, if you're watching this, the reason why I brought this today is because Lindsay Lohan's comeback movie, her Christmas movie on Netflix, just aired on Friday. And so I'm very excited about it. Haven't watched it yet, but I need to. So I thought this would be an appropriate time to pull out the Lindsay Lohan doll. And I think it's great. I don't love the outfit, but it has different outfits and lots of really cool accessories, really detailed. So
Yeah.
I think pretty fair price. And
Some
like I said,
popcorn there too.
is what?
We got some popcorn on there too.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, so
Magazines from 2005.
yeah, I forget when this came out, but Lindsay, if you're watching this or anything,
If your agent is watching this. Yeah.
please, I'm begging you to let me, like, I don't know, be your assistant or something, because I've always been a fan. I've always been there for you.
Yeah. Into the rough times. Yeah.
Yes, even through the rough times.
Even through the rough times. And
For sure.
There's been some.
We had a PowerPoint night, and I did a whole 17-slide PowerPoint presentation on who each of our friends would be as Lindsay Lohan, different areas of Lindsay Lohan or different
That's actually
times of Lindsay Lohan. So our friend Gus, I said he was the Lindsay Lohan doll. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Well, again, I don't know how any of us can follow that. But
Yeah.
Dale,
No,
again,
this is why you go last, Patrick.
why don't you give it a shot, Dale? Why don't you go
Okay.
tell us what yours is? And make sure
No.
to yell it.
I gotta see what mine is first.
Can I see what it's called?
I don't think it has a name.
Call it.
What?
He's whispering.
No.
This
I
man.
think that's cute.
Maybe. Okay, here we go.
All right,
I don't know what I'm about to say, so.
Just something random.
It's a little bitty washer made with lots of metal. The drummer guy on the trap set, and he has like a
No.
nut for a head.
You sound so distressed.
I don't know what to call it.
Just
But it's this little bitty drummer guy, and it's made of like washers and nuts from like like tools.
yeah.
And he's got a nut for a head,
Mhm.
and he's got washers for all the drums, and he sits on it's like welded just wire, and it's a little like desk piece.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it was a
gonna show it
gift.
to Kevin.
From my sister at Brooke, I think. If I named the wrong sister, I'm sorry.
He has like 4 sisters.
Yeah,
To be
Yeah,
fair.
they're all like the same to me.
Mm-hmm. They're all one entity.
I hope they're listening right now. But no, yeah, it was a gift. It was a gift from my sister, and I thought it was pretty cool. So it chills in my house next to my couch. I got this little pedestal thing with some other stuff on it, and he's just like right there, like all the time with me. And yeah, so he's the nut-headed drummer.
Yeah. Does he have a name?
I don't like that.
Johnny Nut Drummer?
Sure.
I don't know. I just
Lindsay.
just because he's nuts.
Hey, we don't take any Lindsay slander
This
in this
man's
household.
head whipped around so quick when I said sheet nuts. He went.
Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Jonathan?
Oh, okay, that's actually cute.
Yeah,
John.
maybe.
John Nuthan.
Nuthan.
John Nothing. Yeah.
Jonathan.
That's really good.
There we go. Jonathan the drummer.
Yeah.
It'll be typed out with like hyphens.
Yeah.
John dash nut dash.
Yeah.
Dun,
It's like
Fan.
T-H-A-N?
It's like all the
THAN.
syllables will be like
Yeah.
split up for you.
Exactly.
Nice.
Phonetics.
Phonetics.
All right, David, what you got?
Alrighty. Okay.
Ooh.
Random elementary school paintings.
Oh my word.
Yeah, buddy.
That's what I meant by yelling.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, sorry we
so,
didn't yell. That level.
Did I scare y'all at home? Good.
Scared me here.
But by the way, subscribe to the podcast and like the video.
Oh yeah.
Only if you like his paintings. Though.
Yeah, if you like the
Or
painting.
you like
Lindsay
the-
Lohan.
So
Not if you like Lindsay.
this one is just it's one that I made when I was in 4th grade. It's like
Is that you?
no.
You had a beard in 4th grade?
No, no,
Whoa,
no,
dude,
no.
what a
It's-
man.
We had to cut some like clippings
What a
out
stud.
of a magazine and put it on here, and I chose this guy's head for some reason.
Okay.
And I was obsessed with like guitar. I had just started getting into guitars, so like of course I, spruced it up with the only way I knew how to draw guitars, which is deformed. I don't know. I have no idea what it looks like, but yeah, I had one guitar and I just drew everything to look like it. So there's that one. Oh, and then there's this one. Well, I broke it.
Oh no.
I broke part of it. It's okay. It's the same dude, but he's on a drum set now.
Can you just buy another?
Huh?
Can you just buy another one?
No.
Is that
Too
is
authentic.
that Jonathan's
John-
cousin?
Yes.
Um,
I think they're related, don't you?
Probably.
Probably.
I was trying to think of another nut name, but I don't.
So this one's kind of cool. It's I don't even know how to describe this. You just like you.
Kaleidoscope.
Yes. Yeah. You make little triangles and then you like write like half of whatever you're trying to.
Is that the thing with the
There's, like-
stars?
Kaleidoscopes. You like look
Yeah,
inside them and you twist them and they like
Oh.
have different patterns.
Okay,
Yeah.
not astronomy stuff. Cool.
So there's that
didn't know.
one, and then
Constellations.
this one's probably my favorite. Again, I was in 3rd grade,
Horoscope.
so for 3rd grade, I mean, yeah. Look
That's
at these.
pretty good.
Look at these guitar bodies.
Okay.
Like that looks terrible. Like there's nothing. There's no pick guard. No details.
Can you draw us a guitar right now?
a banjo? No, I'm good.
Drawing with.
I'll save.
Overheat.
Let's see how you've improved your art skills.
I'll give you a hint. Not very much. And then there's this. I'm not sure what that is, but just there's that.
Is that an ocean or a mountain?
I don't know.
Or is it a mountain made of oceans?
I think that's grass, ocean, mountain, sky.
Oh, there's an ocean between the grass.
Yeah,
and
there's
I
like a
love that.
lake or something. I don't
Okay.
know.
Alright.
And then this one. I'm an artist,
okay.
guys.
Okay,
Is that a
it's a
waterfall?
If
waterfall.
you
with-
guys want
I-
to put
all I
this
can
in
see
the
is
Met
Lindsay
Gala,
Lohan
just let me
from
know.
here, so.
Or not Met Gala, but put in like
you.
in the Fisk or whatever.
The Fisk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put it in the Fisk.
The
But
Louvre.
yeah, these are chairs, right? And then this is a column, and What do you think these were?
We thought it was a waterfall.
Wait, what?
Oh,
What is
God.
it?
Those are chairs,
No,
and that's
these
a
are-
column.
These are chairs. That's a column. That's
Oh.
like supposed to be the shadow from the column. I don't know.
Oh.
It was like block
I thought it was like a
paintings.
cute little spring. I was like,
I thought it was a
okay, yeah, I see
waterfall.
it's like a nice little abstract spring. No.
Why are we dissing on fourth grade David?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look,
but you're
Some kids need to learn.
Yeah, they definitely do. I should have been disciplined for this, but yeah, there's some flowers back here and like roses and everything.
That's
but
like kind of
right,
intense
all right.
wallpaper for a house.
You would use that wallpaper, Patrick.
I would not use that wallpaper. Not that kind of floral.
But yeah,
If you say so.
that's mine.
Cute. I also have a lot of like childhood art still, and it's kind of weird.
I have a little bit, but I only drew like 3 pictures as a kid. I couldn't draw, so I gave
Oh,
up
well.
early.
We went to public school, so we actually have
Yeah,
one
no
of these.
chance.
Also, I like that it's all framed. Like
Mhm.
there was a
Yeah,
little
with the
gallery.
mats.
Yeah, I was at my parents' a few weeks back, and my mom was like cleaning out the closet, and she had all this stuff, and she was just like, "You want all this?" And 90% of it, I'm like, "Why would I want a shirt from when I was 2?" Like, you know what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
all like baseball jerseys. She's like, "You want these?" I'm like, "No, you can keep them, I guess." And then she showed me those, and I was like, "I don't want those." And then I thought about it, and I was like, "That'd be good for this segment." So
So are they going in the trash
So-
after this?
no,
Okay.
I might just keep them for people to laugh at or something. Just put them around the house, just in random places, maybe in the bathroom or something,
Do
like
it.
right above the toilet.
Absolutely. Put that waterfall. I mean,
The
column.
waterfall one, yeah,
Yeah.
to inspire.
Yeah.
If someone's
Oop.
having a hard time,
Yeah.
go into the bathroom.
Can we
help
take a
you.
podcast break real quick?
Yeah,
Go hang that right
Yeah.
now.
Told you can't go number 2 in my bathroom, Dale. Disrespectful,
Bro, it's like 40 minutes home.
especially after Taco Bell. No telling.
Hey, you
He's
can't
gonna blow
prove
it
it.
out.
All I have is a drink. You can't prove that I ate.
Okay,
What'd
I
you
rest
get?
my case.
Chicken quesadilla.
There it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, there it is. Well done. Well, all right. So time to get into it. Let's get into it. So tonight we were talking about stage presence, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about one thing that some artists really dread, which is the performing, getting in front of people, and just doing what you do.
Which is ironic because that's a huge part of
It's
music.
a huge part of it. Yeah. So I'll just kind of open it up for you guys to start it out. What do you feel like? What does having a stage presence say about an artist?
Everything.
Yeah.
Your stage presence is to me, it's your number one creator of the public's view and image of you. Social media, great. Pictures, photos, press stuff, great. Your songs that you put out there, great. But people will really get to know who you are by interacting in person. So
Yeah.
even if they see like, oh, this is the image of you on social media, and they're like, wow, this is a really cool image, but then they go to your concert and see, oh, this is not who I thought it was.
Yeah.
Your stage presence tells everything about you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's super, super important that you have, a solid understanding of who you are and how to communicate that to the people that are watching.
Yeah, I think it, like you said, it just helps you remember someone. And like if someone doesn't have a good stage presence, no matter how good their singing is, I'm not really gonna care.
Yeah.
Like give me the flashiness, or at least give me like the emotion. And otherwise it's kind of like, well, yeah, they were really good. They have a really great voice, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty evident that they, need to work on performing live.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a skill too. It's something you can practice. It's something you can come up with ideas to do. Because for better or worse, I don't know, but gone are the times when at a concert, like a dedicated concert, you can just go up there and just sit and just sing a song for the entirety of it.
Mhm.
Now, maybe you can work that into your set, and maybe you have a song that's just that. It's nice. It's a break from everything else, and it's doing something different. But for a dedicated concert, gone are the times that you can go up and do that for the entirety of the thing,
Yeah.
right? It's more than just music now. Shows are exactly that. They're shows. They're entertainment. You have
Productions.
to entertain the crowd. You got to do stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
especially as a small artist, like I think about concerts I've been to where they have kind of like one of those break moments and they just sit there and it's nice, but that's because like I know the song well. But if you're going to sit there and just like sing a bunch of your songs and like not really do anything, and I don't know you as an artist, or you like I haven't really heard of your music, I'm gonna be bored, and I'm not gonna follow you on Spotify because I'm like, okay, get to the next part. I don't care about this.
Yeah. No, I think that a big part of stage presence, I think a lot of people think about like dress and stuff, like wardrobe, but
Yeah.
for me, I'm thinking about kind of like what you said, like your attitude, your like how you like your vocal tone, and like your vocal performance is a big part of it too.
Yeah.
Like stage presence, you can seem very timid just by like singing a verse of your song, like in a way that it like it's a full kind of tell that you're nervous, or that you're you know, not really confident in what you're saying, or like, and I've been guilty of this. Like I always ask my friends after all my shows, I was like, okay, vocal performance, go.
Yeah.
And there are some people that'll be like, it was great, and then there are some people that'll be like, yeah, you were nervous, like you were holding back, and I was like, you're right, you know. So just kind of honing in on your abilities, and practicing enough to where when you get up there, it's like effortless. Like you don't even have to worry about am I going to hit the right chord? Am I going to, like, that's why you practice, so that when you get in the moment, it seems effortless. So,
You know, it's funny. It's funny you bring up vocal performance, because just this week I was working on a song from that live show that we performed together, and I went back and I listened, and especially in that one song, I'm like, wow, that was not my strongest performance.
Yeah.
And, you know, and part of that for me is I've been able to hide behind also playing a guitar. So that one song was one that I put the guitar down for. I'm like, I want to try something different. I want to just sing this one.
Yeah.
And you blew it.
Absolutely. No, I mean,
we'll get there.
It was. I think it was okay, but that vocal performance, you can tell. Even as I'm sitting there listening, mixing this in post, I'm like, yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah.
You know, and it shows. Your audience can hear that now. Maybe, well, I knew it even at the time, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're up there and you think you did a great job, but you know, even if you are nervous, you think you push through it, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
But like all that stuff, all of the going back to like what I was saying earlier, going back to all of your medias and your public image outside of concerts, the whole point of that is to get people to listen to your music, to go to the shows.
Yeah.
And so that show is a culmination of all of those efforts. You have to be able to deliver.
Yeah.
You have to be able to deliver, because that's the whole point. You know, that's where you're going to make, you know, if you're an artist and you're pushing that and pursuing that as a career, as an artist, a lot of times that's where you're going to make your bread and butter. That's where you're going to make your money. And so at that point, that's where you have to deliver.
Yeah.
So I think going off of that, because you mentioned this, how you're like, I feel like stage presence is more of vocal performance, and I do agree. But I do think like when I did like choir and stuff, my director was always like, the second you're on that stage, you're representing us. And so like the second that you go out on that stage, your body language, your wardrobe, and your interaction with the audience, everything outside of the vocal performance is also extremely telling. And like you're showcasing, like you said, all that promotion you've been doing. And so if your social media is you being really like crazy and silly, and like you're wearing like this flashy stuff, and then these people come to the show and you're in like a white t-shirt and jeans, and you're just like, hey guys, this is my song, da-da-da, and you start singing, people are going to be like,
Not
well,
invested.
what just happened?
Yeah, this
Like,
is not who I saw. Like, I want to see this person. That's why I came
Yeah,
to
you have to
this.
separate yourself from the pack, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so the confidence has to be there. And from that confidence will stem, you know, the wardrobe will reflect that, the vocal performance will reflect that, how you interact with the people after the show will reflect that. If you're one of those that just plays and leaves, I used to be that type, where I was just like, I don't want anybody to talk to me. People would try and come up to me like, good job, and I'd be like, no, I gotta go, you know. So like, you have to like stay and connect, and like, just like, don't be afraid to talk about your music, talk about you, and like, let people know who's behind that performance.
I mean, because if people are there, and especially if they want to come up and talk to you after the show, they're there because they liked something they saw. You know, they want to talk to you about your music. That's the whole reason they went to a show, was to listen to music. So let them.
Yeah.
You know, this is their chance to interact with people who make music, and this is your chance to interact with people who want to listen to people who make music.
Yeah.
And if you don't do any of those interactions afterward, like how are you going to get any opportunities? Because a time where you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave right after the performance. I don't want anyone to talk to me. Well, what if one of the people who are trying to talk to you, like, know someone who's in the business who will want to work with you?
All it takes is one, you know?
I mean, and at those after show interactions are where you build fans. Like during your performance, I mean, you're building fans, you're building a relationship in that sense. But it's after the show when you get to talk to people one-on-one, that's your opportunity to truly solidify someone being a fan who's going to be in it for a long haul, because now they feel like, and rightfully so, that they have some kind of at least personal connection with you to an extent. You know, especially as a smaller artist, when you can sit there and you might, you know, maybe you only have 2 or 3 people come up and talk to you after the show. You have those 2 or 3 people for a lot longer amount of time, and you can really build that.
Yeah.
You can really turn that into something, you know.
Yeah.
And or if you have 15, 20, if you have 100 people come up to you after your show, great. Still take the time and at least say hi and talk to those people. You might not have as much time, but you still have some time, and you can give that time to them.
Yeah. Kind of transitions me into the next point, which is, so I guess I'll pose you a question, I'll pose you a question, and you guys do your best to kind of give the best answer you can to it.
I have the right answer.
You have the right answer, the only answer. So, Dale, what should the mindset be before you step on stage? Like, where should your headspace be? And then kind of going off of that, Patrick, like, what do you think? What is an audience member expecting, or what is their mindset when they see someone get on stage, like right before that moment?
So it's a little different, I think, for every artist. You know what, but it comes down to what motivates you to perform, what motivates you to make music. So I can speak from my own personal experience in that for me, you know, it's fun. You know, it's something I thoroughly enjoy. I'm excited to write new songs. I'm excited to share those songs with other people. And so for me, what motivates me to get on stage and what's my attitude, you know, what am I thinking about, is just trying to get myself excited. Because the only difference between being anxious and nervous and excited about something is how you react to it.
Right.
It's that same feeling inside. I mean, if you just pay attention, it's that exact same feeling inside, whether you're nervous and clamp down or whether you have that excitement and rise to it. And so for me, I have to get in that headspace of like, this is really cool. I'm about to share my music with somebody. They're here because they want to hear me.
Yeah.
Or they're here because, you know, maybe they want to hear another band. But still, this is your chance to really like be passionate about what you do. And so, I mean, that's kind of the attitude that I try to adopt before I get on stage, because I'm like, you know, you have that whole crowd, you have that energy, channel that into giving a good performance, because that goes back to stage presence. You know, having that excitement and showing that passion, people will see it, people will listen, people will love. I mean, it's the same thing when you have just conversations with people. People don't like talking to someone who's like, that's cool, it's whatever, you know. But if somebody's over there like, yeah, that's cool, I love this. Yeah. You know, all of a sudden that other person, or you, if you're talking to that other person, are so much more engaged. And so that attitude goes a long ways when you're trying to perform.
Yeah.
You try and picture the audience in their underwear?
No, absolutely not.
See, for me, it's the opposite. I like I understand that I'm performing in front of a crowd, but I also block everybody out, like in my own way, like, and just kind of pretend like I'm rehearsing it at home or something. And obviously you're not doing it the same way. There is a performance element to it, and you have to perform. But there's also, for me, there's kind of like a mental, like, I've done this for a long time. I know what I'm doing. The only thing that's getting in my way is me.
Yeah.
Like, your biggest enemy is yourself whenever you're performing. Like, and like every time I get on stage, it's just like I have to remind myself of that. It's like, this is what you do, right? This is what you've practiced. And again, your confidence is going to come in how much you practice.
You have to be comfortable in who you are. You have to be willing to let who you are show, unless you're one of those bands that are purely persona based.
Yeah.
In that case, be that persona.
Yeah.
Right? Be that person. But otherwise, you have to be comfortable in who you are and be able to share that with someone else. Yeah. So instead of picturing the audience naked, which I don't do, it never has worked for me.
I never understood. Well, like I've only ever heard that in TV shows.
Yeah, I mean that.
Who does that?
No.
If you do that,
Yeah.
you
It's kinda
need
weird.
You need mental help.
You need issues.
But but you know, it's one of those things like where do you have more confidence in your singing ability and your performance ability than when you're taking a shower by yourself and you're singing into that bar of soap or that, you know, shampoo bottle? That's when you have the most confidence because it's just you.
Or in the
And
car.
you're most or in the car.
Yeah.
Wherever that is. Maybe wherever that is. Channel that because that is fun to you. And if you're having that fun, other people will notice and other people will also have fun. It's that idea of, you know, smiles are contagious. And if it's a genuine smile, don't smile at me, Patrick. If it's a genuine smile, other people will smile too.
Smile.
Right?
You close your
smiled.
lips right now.
Okay, so do you guys have any like for someone who is going into their first performance, like tips or tricks of like how to like instead of picturing the audience naked, but like looking at their foreheads or because I've heard that, but
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
definitely want to try and make some eye contact because I know when I was first starting to perform, a lot of people were like, you had your eyes closed the entire time.
I do that.
And I'm just like, I did? And they're like, yeah, you didn't look. I mean, so you want to, this is for some people, this is a kind of a, for lack of a better term, like an intimate experience for them. So they want to be involved. They want to be included. And so if you're just kind of like, I mentioned a second ago, like picturing just kind of me practicing. And so there's that element to it, but there's also like you have to engage with the audience. And that means you do make some awkward eye contact with people.
Own it.
Own it. Stare at them.
Own it. Like,
Stop playing and just stare.
yeah, no. I mean, well, there actually was a concert. I didn't go to it with you. I went to it with some other friends. I was trying to think. I couldn't remember.
Wow, flex.
But there was this guy who like he had, you know, long hair and he was whipping it all around and they were going hard with some rock and then he just stopped and go.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the opener for Chevelle?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about
Sounds
it
like
was
we
an
were talking
opener for
about that.
Hinder over at the Basement East. And this
yeah.
dude, it was so entertaining. I couldn't tell you anything about their music,
Yeah.
but I was super entertained by them. Like the dude was just like staring at everybody.
Yeah.
And then he just crack up and start laughing. Like you could tell the dude was just having fun, messing with people, like giving them a stank face.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you're singing like like you mentioned, like an intimate, like a love song or something like that, it's okay to stare at, well, not stare, but it's okay to
Start
make
blowing
eye
kisses.
contact
Yeah.
with your audience, right? You know, I try mentally to treat my audience like they're all my close friends. Like, how would I treat my close friends? You know, thankfully, I've had some good close friends at some of my concerts. That helps with that.
Yeah.
So I can look at them and be like, oh, yeah, I know you. I don't care
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
think.
Right.
I mean, I do, but I don't, you know.
Right. I care what this stranger thinks.
Exactly. Right. But like, you know, if it's an intimate love song, yeah, you can stare at them and pretend like you're singing it to them, or even if you have to treat someone that you don't know like that, you can do that because I mean they're there for the concert, they're for the experience. Go flirt with them a little bit while you're on stage.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It-
Flirt with your close friends.
Oh,
for sure.
Exactly.
That is Dale. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
vintage Dale.
That's something Dale would say.
Real quick, just kind of going off of that, like something on the lyrical end, like one thing I try and do is when I go up to perform a song, I try and put myself in the same headspace I was in when I wrote the song. So like there's a song that I perform everywhere I go. It's called Times Like These, and it's
on Spotify. Go look it up.
It is on Spotify. And like I wrote it when I was at the beach with some of my friends, and like I was just kind of sitting out there, waves were going, and I put myself back in that headspace of like writing it, and just like you're trying to communicate a message, right? So you want people to, you don't want to like kind of, you want to like pronunciate your words. You are communicating a message to people. So like they want to hear the lyrics, they want to be involved in the story, and so just remember, get in touch with that feeling you had when you wrote the song. If it is your song, if it's a cover, you're screwed. But I'm just kidding. But no, like put yourself back in that headspace, and that'll help you kind of distance yourself from the pressures of performing. But I'm interested to know your kind of thoughts on like what is an audience member going in expecting from an artist? If you go to a show, you pay $10 at the door.
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
Well, for me personally, I am someone who likes to just like have a good time and have fun. And so, I want someone to like go up there and like, I don't know, like have fun with it and be comfortable. Also, I think I've talked about this before. I do really look at the outfits. Like I am obviously a fashion kind of guy. And so I'm like, okay, like what are they wearing? That's going to tell me a lot about their personality. And with the music, I'm like, can I dance to it, honestly, or at least some of it?
Yeah.
And I try and like be a good hype man, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if I like know the person or have talked to the person. The last show that Dale had, I talked to the first performer. I talked to her before the show. So I was like trying to hype her up. And she even said something to me. And she's like, thank you for like trying to interact.
Was it Sailor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so just, I don't know, I guess as an audience member, and I know not everyone's that way. I think some people go to a show. I guess it's hard. Okay. I'm trying to think because I'm mostly thinking about the shows that you have hosted, and it's like, well, yeah, of course I'm going to go. My friend is performing. Mm-hmm. But other shows, I guess, that we've been to, I guess I'm more of an audience member there because I don't have any connection with the people who are up there. Mm-hmm. So I'm still watching. I'm watching everyone in the band, if it's a band, and I'm watching, you know, how they're interacting with each other, what is their body language, and yes, of course, I'm listening to their vocal performance. But I guess for me, I'm like, yes, I obviously, you know, expect the vocal performance to be decent. Mm-hmm. But I also understand that, like, as a small artist, you are going to be nervous. So that's going to affect your vocal performance. And, like, I'm not looking for, you know, the next Kelly Clarkson or anything.
Yeah, like auto-tune.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So to me, I guess as an audience member, that part, while important, it's like, okay, what are the lyrics? Do the lyrics speak to me? I have heard some small artists where I was like, that cut deep.
Yeah.
You know, as far as lyrics. And then as far as like fun songs, because I feel like you should have a healthy mix of both. I get really bored if you just do a bunch of like your like slow indie songs or like boring songs.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I just don't care.
Hey, I love the honesty. Love it.
Yeah. And so I guess that's what I look for is like the energy.
Yeah.
And the fashion.
Yeah, but so I guess like you go into it with a certain set of like rough expectations, but you're mainly just there to have fun. You're there to
Yes.
The whole point I'm trying to make is like you're not coming in there as like you're not critiquing the, you know, the artist in a like, you know, you're not Simon Cowell in there just like that was horrible. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you like an audience member comes, they just want to have fun. They want to be able to sing along. They want to be able to follow what you're doing. It's supposed to be an environment where you can relax.
Exactly. And I think that's a good thing to remember as a performer is, like you said, people, for the most part, people want to support you. Why would they pay $10 to come in and just like tear your performance apart behind your back or whatever? Like, for the most part, people expect it to be good, but it's not like they're expecting. I mean, they didn't pay hundreds of dollars for some like huge artist that they love. Like they are to support small artists. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. And people want to be there for you.
So kind of transitioning from, you know, what the audience is thinking. And one more thought on that before we move on. Like some audiences, I'm sorry, are going to be trash. Like if you're an artist, like sometimes you're going to play a song and you're going to get like 4 claps in an audience of like 60 people. Yeah. And it's not because they don't like your music. It's honestly because they're just not paying attention. They're talking to their friends. They're just like whatever, especially if it's like in a cafe or somewhere like loudish or has food and drinks and stuff.
If you're the background music, don't expect a lot.
Yeah. Right.
But also, you know, it goes back to what we've talked about in the past of knowing your audience and finding your audience. Yeah. If you're playing, you might be playing the best music in your genre, but if you're playing it to the wrong audience, even in a good setting, they're not going to respond that well because that's not their kind of music, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and so you want to make sure when you try to market your shows, if you're doing a show, you market to the right people and get the right people to show up.
And like, just know that it's going to eventually happen where there's just not a good audience. And that's the case for any kind of performance. I had a friend who did stand up. She's like, sometimes you just have terrible audience. Sometimes the jokes just none of your jokes land, and it is what it is, and you just roll with it. And then other days you're gonna have an amazing audience.
Yeah.
And so just remember that, the bad ones are coming, but so are the good ones.
Yeah, exactly. So perfect transition from that. How would you suggest an artist handle a bad performance? Let's say they get up there,
quit,
they bomb, just give it up.
Stop listening to this podcast and quit.
Yeah,
just kidding.
Just be successfully terrible. Just kidding. So, to kind of open this up, I'll share a story. So, I played this show at a bar called Turn One, and it was in Madison. It was a town I grew up in. And I showed up around 6 or so. The show starts at 8. So I had all my gear. I'd gone there the day before to kind of see what equipment they had and see what I'd be working with. And so when I got there the day of the show, long story short, the equipment was malfunctioning and it wasn't working. And so the guy who was showing me was unavailable. And so I had to, like, everyone was there. They were setting up. The audience was there. I had to run home and like get like an amp to bring to sing out of. Like, it was bad. And the show was bad. Like, it was terrible. And I walked out of that building and I was, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I was dramatic. I was like, I quit. I'm not doing music anymore. Like, it was that bad. And so I get home, and my roommate at the time, he's the one that I've talked about on here before, who, kind of found his niche in folk music and kind of came from a really bad situation, used music to get him out of it. And so I told him that. I walked into the room. He was like, how'd the show go? And I told him, I was like, I don't think I'm going to do music anymore. And he was like, what? Like, you're just going to quit like that? And so he proceeded to then send me a text message the next day that was basically like, you can't let one show define you. You cannot let one bad show that you bomb define you. And slowly, I started getting texts the next few days, like, loved hearing you, loved coming out, seeing you, like, show was great. And so the more I get those messages, the more I was like, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought, And so I think that's part of it for some artists, where it's like they think it's like terrible in their mind, but it's not as bad. So what would you guys, what would you tell an artist to console them after bombing?
Well, part of it too, you just said, oh, I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And for you, you're going to be your biggest critic. Of course. And you're like, I know my potential. I know how this was supposed to go. I know that this, and I've been to shows where Dale will talk about, I messed up at this part. I'm like, I didn't notice, because I know his songs, but I don't know them as well as he does. I don't know all the production behind it. I know the lyrics, but like, even then, I'm probably not going to notice in the moment. Yeah. And it's like,
if you miss a chord, then no one's going to like.
Exactly. You know what I mean? No one's going to know. And like, that's why stage presence is so important, because I'm like, I don't remember that. I just remember like having fun and like singing along or screaming or whatever. So like, that's really what's important. But also what I would say is, I've always heard that like with actors and such, like the best thing to do when you're like doing auditions and such is go to the audition and then just like throw the script out and like try not to think about it again. Because if you get it, great. If not, whatever, keep on moving on. Yeah. And so I guess kind of applying the same thing. Obviously this is a very different scenario, but other than like friends and family who are still hopefully going to support you even after a bad show, are, for the most part, like, you're not going to see a lot of these people again. And it's like, okay, you did the show. It was a rough show. Oh, well, you got the next show. And so, like I said, yes, you are going to have like a bad audience, but yes, you are also going to have a bad performance sometimes. Sometimes it just doesn't hit, or things happen. Like you said, the equipment broke, you were frazzled, And so that was going to add to it. But then also knowing that, but I also, that's okay. Next time I'm going to do better. And then you'll have a great show. And then that'll be like, man, I really miss doing this. I want to do it again. And so I don't know. I guess it's just the same with like any other life principle of just knowing that, sometimes it's just really going to suck, but other times are going to make it worth it.
Yeah.
You got to follow the advice of one of the most successful artists of all time, T-Swizzle, and shake it off.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. Someone making a artist reference instead of me?
I know,
I was
right?
trying to think of how I could incorporate
I
Lindsay
thought
Lohan, but
I thought you were going to finish his comment, honestly. I was like,
no, I had no
it's
idea
like
who he
yin
was
and
going to
yang.
say.
It's like
But you have to be able to, like you said, put the script down, put the set list down, do something, get out of it, get out of your headspace, and just know that, you're going to be harder on yourself than everyone else is.
Yeah. And take those emotions that you feel from that bad performance and put it into your art and your craft and write a new song or like book another performance or do something else that's going to help get your mind off of it and like channel those emotions that you're having.
You have to rise up to it because you're going to face those bad audiences, bad performances, bad everything. You're going to face that. You're going to get beat down. You're going to have failures, but that's okay. You have to be able to rise up on the other side and keep pushing forward and use that, like you said, for motivation. Success, and we've all seen a million graphics and charts and people saying this on motivational speeches and everything like that. Success isn't linear. It doesn't just go straight up, right? It goes up and then you're going to crash. But when you crash, you're going to shoot right back up if you keep at it. If you work hard and put yourself into it, you're going to rebound further than where you were. Because that failure is going to teach you so much.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And if you do that, you will be successfully unsigned.
Dun, 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 dun. I think it's important to just learn from it. Like the ability to reset is so pivotal in those moments. And having people that you trust to tell you like it is, have some friends come to the show and just like, you don't have to be musically inclined. Just be like, what'd you think? Let's be honest, and
you have fun?
They're going to tell you some good things. They might tell you some bad things, but take it in stride and, just each opportunity is just that. It's another opportunity. And so you got to you got to make the most of it rather, and you got to like learn from your mistakes. And, so it's just don't quit music after one bad show.
And that goes back to taking criticism on one of our other episodes. I don't remember which one, but go watch it.
Yes.
And also follow and subscribe.
First episode. Yeah, definitely follow and subscribe us. What? Subscribe us to things. No, subscribe to us rather.
I'll take free Netflix, please.
Free Netflix. Please.
Speaking of Netflix, go watch Lindsay Lohan's new Netflix film.
Netflix is going up. It's crazy, man.
It is. Okay, that is true. Netflix, you're on thin ice, but because you got Lindsay Lohan, you're saved this one time.
Yeah. So, I think that's going to do it for this one. Like I said, go follow us on Instagram, Successfully Unsigned. Go follow
Instagram, I think, is successfully_unsigned.
Yes.
Probably should have kept it all the same.
Mr. Picky.
Very good.
Yeah.
Follow the YouTube page where we do premieres of the episodes every Monday night at 8 o'clock. So join us in there.
Turn the bell on.
Turn on the bell, gets you notifications. We'll also be posting content throughout the week, so keep an eye on that. Got a lot of good stuff coming for you guys.
And please comment / also if you're listening on Spotify, like rate it and everything.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys.
All right, bye.
See you guys.
See ya.
For this interlude, I am going to sing a rendition of Rumors by Lindsay Lohan. I'm tired of rumors talking, saying what they want about me. Why can't they back up off me? Why can't they let me live? I'm gonna do it my way, take this for just what it is. I didn't remember all the words. I apologize, Lindsay. Maybe I should sing something from her movies. That girl was a one-time teenage drama queen. Hacked up every day wannabe. She'll have changed her destiny. She's somebody.
Yeah.
That girl.